So the first week was sort of a trial where I was trying to figure out what's best for me as far as scheduling goes. This week, or technically the last week when you're watching this, was continuing that same schedule just to reinforce those habits and to build consistency. Just like in the first week, I started off with meal prepping. Though I only really prepared the third meal of the day because it was the only one that requires cooking ahead of time. For the first two meals, I just make it when it's time to eat. The first meal was oatmeal again, but this time I'm making it properly on the stovetop. I added some brown sugar and finished it with a drizzle of maple syrup and a slice of butter. This was pretty good. The second meal is just some apple slices, celery, pretzels, and a dollop of peanut butter. No cooking involved. Finally, my last meal is pasta with tomato sauce. First, I made a sofrito as a base, consisting of diced carrots, onions, and celery. I heard the carrot greens were edible, and it tasted like parsley with a carrot flavor. And sure enough, it does. I'll add it at the end. After sauteing the sofrito for a bit, I added in the plum tomatoes and simmered the whole thing for a while. Also added in the rest of that onion. I did a very bad job chopping them up. I kinda messed up this recipe by simmering it for a little too long, so the sauce became too thick. As I was stirring in the pasta, I crushed most of it so it became more like strands or flakes of pasta. It still tasted alright. It just doesn't look very marketable. I finished this dish with Parmesan cheese and some of that carrot greens, which really added an extra dimension of flavor. Lastly, I portioned everything out for 6 days. Those were my meals of the week. I'm becoming more comfortable with cooking now, even though the recipes were really simple. I'm going to keep it simple for now until I can perfect at least one dish. Making oatmeal is easy, and the second meal didn't even involve cooking at all. But the pasta isn't there yet. My goal right now with cooking is to perfect a pasta dish. If I could do that, then I'll add more complexity to my meal plan, like adding in meat and spices. Then for my daily training, I'm still doing those vocal exercises. I've also been doing some acting warm-ups, just to help with expressing myself and project my voice. To be honest, it feels pretty awkward, but I gotta do it. Honestly, I'm not sure what to look for in solving my speech impediment and lack of expressions. I think this is the one area where I need professional help, like a speech therapist or someone like that. I'm basically trying to reverse years of not speaking and being an empty shell of a person. But I don't have insurance, so I can't afford a therapist of any kind right now. So I guess I'll just keep looking for random tips and tricks on the internet and try to fix myself by myself. Hopefully I can find something that works. Lastly, I'm trying to improve my video making and editing skills. I'm using this app called Filmic Pro to film my videos on my iPhone. It's supposed to give more control over the default camera app. I've actually been using it for a few years now, but I haven't done a deep dive into its settings yet. I was just pointing the camera and hitting record. Now I'm trying to shoot in the log format, which is supposed to provide more dynamic range and quality. But I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm also using DaVinci Resolve to edit my videos. I've only been doing really simple edits, but I'm trying to learn how to use effects and color grading right now. But once again, I have no idea what I'm doing. So if this video comes out looking bad, that's why. So that's it for this week. I'm just starting to get into the groove of things. I said in the previous video that I wanted to use the rest of January as a warm-up until I officially start my journey of losing weight, being more fit, gaining new skills, and so on. I think I'm at a good place right now, so I'm going to start prepping for that next week. I think the foundation has been set, so now it's time to build up. And I'm pretty excited, so I'll see you next week.